So they have on the open day, I'll link all of this in the description box, they have a subject department events timetable and a college one, if you can see. So I've just clicked on the college events timetable and it's so good. It's got a huge PDF of all the... Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Viola. I make university vlogs whilst at Oxford, and I also make travel vlogs and also more informative sit down videos on any topic that interests me. So if you like the sound of any of that, then click the subscribe button and follow me on my journey. So today I thought that I would talk to you guys about the Oxford Open Days. The Oxford Open Days are they will be next week by the time you're watching this. So I just thought I'd give you guys advice on how to make the best use of your time, especially because you might only have one day. I know that some people I've spoken to who've been on open days have been for both of the days. I think they stayed overnight and they had the 2 days because they're back to back. But yeah, let me give you some tips and let's get on to the actual video. So I actually have to admit that I never went on any of the Oxford Open Days, not in June, not in September. It's primarily because I was too busy to go on the open days. At the end of year 12, I went straight away and did a whole bunch of things in year 12 and my whole summer was pretty much packed up. Obviously, if you have time to go to the open day, you're not going on any summer school or anything like that, and you're not too busy, I would highly recommend going to the open days. They can be very, very jam-packed, but that's probably the only time you're going to get as much information as possible in one day. So if you only have a week left, the number one thing I'd make sure that you have done by this point is make sure you are booked on or signed up for any talks or events that are on that require booking, because maybe it's too late at this point, I'm not sure how it works, but some events I do know that you need to have booked for in advance because they need to make sure they accommodate for the amount of people there. So if you haven't done so already, please go and do that. They're all on the website, on the Oxford website. I'll link the website down below where you can check everything out, and there's a lot of information on the Oxford website about planning your trip beforehand as well. That's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is make sure I have actually planned my day and I've got it written down so I know exactly what I'm going to be doing, or a rough guide of what I'm doing on the day. Ideally, if you're not coming from too far away, I would arrive on the day as early as possible. I know some of the events start as early as 8 o'clock. So, I mean, my mum is always an early bird. I'd like to say I'm an early bird. But yeah, the early bird catches the worm. So get there as early as possible because that way you can max out the amount of time you're there and you know what you're going to do. If I was planning my open day right now, these are the things I'd think about doing. Obviously you are maybe in year 11, maybe in year 12, thinking about applying to Oxford. What subjects are you interested in? What departments do you want to go and see? I know when I went on open days at other universities, I always looked at the classics department, the chemistry department, and the languages department. That's just because I applied for those degrees. So go along to all those departments, have a look beforehand at the Oxford University course descriptions for all the different subjects, and so you kind of get a feel for what the content is and what the course is actually like. Definitely look at it way before you go, just because you don't want to be going there and asking basic simple questions that there are already answers to online or in the what do they call them, handbooks? Prospectuses. So make sure you have actually looked at the prospectus, looked at online at the course content and all the details, because that way that it means that you kind of know what the course already entails, and you can have specific questions that you might want to ask when you go to the department or when you go to visit the colleges, for example. So, or if you go to a specific subject talk, you'll already know that some of the information, and you might already have questions that go further than that. You don't want to be that person who is at the open day and just asks, oh, what do you do in your second year? You should know, because the information is there beforehand. You don't want to be wasting the professor's time and your own time asking questions that you can easily find the answers to without having to go to Oxford. You want to use this day and the open day to ask questions that aren't online, or ask questions that, you know, you haven't been able to find information on that online, or you haven't been able to find an answer for it, and that's what these open days are for. You don't want to be asking questions that can so easily be answered by a quick Google search. So I'll make a list of which faculties or which departments, which subjects I want to go to, if there's any subject talks or any other events on, what the timings are of the times the departments are open to go and have a look around. I know if there's science, you want to kind of look at the labs. You would want to go to the talks and the departments or anything like that to do with the subjects specifically in the morning, so you kind of already have an idea of what the course is like, because that is the number one and most important thing when you come to Oxford. You need to know that you enjoy the course. That's the most important thing. That's why you're here. Yes, you know, you don't want to come to Oxford, you've got in and you've got a place, and you actually find it miserable because you're not enjoying any of the content that you're studying. You just don't like it. So you need to be sure that you do actually enjoy what the course offers. And by going to department talks, you hear more about what's on offer, more about the course, and you have a chance to ask all these questions. I think it is quite strange looking at courses that you're going to be doing for the next 3 or 4 years of your life when you're only 17 years old, but I know that you need to be excited about what you're reading and seeing as what you'd be doing in the first year, the second year, the third year, etc. That is really, really, really important. So if you are in a talk and you just don't find it interesting or engaging, then maybe it's not the subject or the course for you at Oxford, but it might be perfect for you elsewhere. So yeah, do keep in mind that the course is why you're at Oxford and why you'll be applying to Oxford. And then in the afternoon, I'd say spend time looking at a few of the colleges. You will not have time to go to every single college, I can tell you that right now. You're going to have to do a shortlist. I don't know whether you have seen my previous video, which I did with Ibs Mo, about how to choose an Oxford or Cambridge college. That might be really useful if you do end up deciding to apply to Oxford or Cambridge. But what I did before I applied, and what I would have done as well had I gone on an open day, is I would have gone onto the Oxford website. I'll link all of this down below. So I'd go onto this on my phone or on my laptop, and I would just scroll down, and it's got all the subjects here. So I'll click, for me, classics. I'll go down to classics, and it lists here all of the colleges which offer classics. Okay, so I'll have this list, I'll take a screenshot, I'd write it on a piece of paper, whatever it was, or I'd just have it up on here and I'd have a look at them. And yeah, you might not have any idea what the college system's like, and that's why you're also going on the open day, to hear more about the college system and everything. But it's a bit overwhelming because there's lots of colleges and it's really confusing. If you've been following along me or any of the other Oxford vloggers, maybe you understand it a bit more, the system. But essentially all the colleges are part of Oxford University, like mini universities within the university as a whole. And your college life is where you have all of your teaching, it's where you sleep, it's where you eat, it's where you socialise, it's where the bulk of your social life and experience at Oxford happens. It all happens in your college, and the college is part of a whole, and it's part of the whole university. And you'll go to your subject departments and you'll go to the lecture halls and stuff like that for your subject specific things, but your main teaching is actually done in your college, where it's done in tutorials, classes or seminars. And you can also have classes and seminars with the department and with other people from other colleges, but mainly, primarily, everything is done in your college. So just think of it like that. That's what colleges are. Some are big, some are small, some are old, some are new. Depends what exactly you want. Say in the afternoon you probably only have time for maybe, I don't know, how long would you have? If you're going to focus on the central colleges, you probably have time to visit maybe like 6 or 7. If they all do your subject and they're all in the centre. If they're all ones which are close to each other, then I guess you could do that. And then it also depends on how long you want to spend in colleges, because I know colleges themselves will have students doing tours, they'll have their own talks for subjects and for admissions, etc. So I think you can't go to all of them for all of this. So my advice would be, pick one college that you're going to spend more time in than other colleges, that fits in with your schedule, whether they have admissions talk, whether they have accommodation tours, whether they have their own tours. Yeah, literally just go to any. It doesn't matter which one you go to. It might not be the one you end up applying to, but it's just so you get a feel for the colleges, I suppose. Then go and do a college tour, whether that's led by the students or you just walk around the college yourself. This means that you just get a feel for the college, and it means then that you can just go and move on to the next college. And the next college, you don't necessarily have to go to any of the talks or any of the events, but you can get a tour, a student-led tour or something like that, so you can get to speak to the students. And the students who run the tours are very happy to answer any questions about life at Oxford, about the student life at the specific college, about their subject, anything. So, and I know that at new college, they try and pair up people who want to go on tours with people who are doing similar subjects. Some colleges will do that, and they'll want to pair you up with someone who does the subject that you're interested in. So I'll say, yeah, go to one college to go and listen to the talks and admissions and everything like that, but then just go and leave and go to as many colleges on your list that you can, and just go and do one of the student-led tours to max out the most of your day. This is what I would personally do and what I would advise you to do. You just want to see the colleges for yourself, because that's really important as well, just seeing it in real life. I think that that's important. Don't think that you have to go to every single college. Don't think that you have to do so much in one day, because it is only one day. There are other opportunities to come and find out other information. The main thing I'd say is, though, go to the subject talks and go and visit the departments in the morning. Make sure you understand what the course is about, what you're signing yourself up for if you do end up applying. You can talk with the departments about any admissions tests that you have to do, anything they might suggest for you to do over the summer, because you're going to have to start thinking about your personal statement, and it's really important that you just enjoy the subject that you're going to be applying for. Just make the most of the day in the afternoon. There are loads of colleges, you only have time to visit a certain few, so try and see as many as possible. If you go to colleges, you'll probably be given prospectuses and a goodie bag. So that's also good why if you go to lots of different colleges, you'll pick up all of these, you'll have all this information about all the different colleges to help you decide, and you can look at when you go home. But to just go there, pick that up, see what it looks like visibly, and then have a look in the prospectuses that you're given. Even before you go, maybe have a look at the alternative prospectuses online. There's usually PDF copies. I know New College definitely has one, and they're just prospectuses that are written by students. You can read more about the college life and the college system in those. So honestly, it is a very overwhelming day. It's very busy, it's very hectic. There are so many people there with their parents. It's really fun, it's great fun, have an amazing time. Oxford is a beautiful city. If you're going on an open day, I assume that you are very interested in your subject and you're very keen and you're eager to learn more about Oxford and learn more about the courses, so you will have a really fun day, but it can be very tiring, very exhausting and quite overwhelming. So just make sure you're looking after yourself. Take water. It's probably a lot of walking. Make sure you're asking lots of questions that you have, but do your research before you go on the open day. Maybe if you're going to a college that you know that you're interested in, try and see if it can fit in with meeting the tutors and talking to them about the subject, studying the subject at the college itself, because lots of colleges vary on how they teach, what the number of conduct hours are. Just have fun, be inquisitive, ask lots of questions, go and see the colleges for themselves. That is what I really think is important if you have time. What I would also suggest is, if you are seriously considering applying to Oxford, after you've done the open day, if you're still a bit undecided about the colleges and everything, come back on a day trip to Oxford. You don't have to go to the open day to go and visit the colleges. That's what I did, because I never went on an open day. I had my list of colleges, if you saw in my other video, and I just went to Oxford for the day. I had a day trip, went with a friend who was also interested in applying to Oxford, and we just walked around the colleges, had a map. I had circled the colleges that I wanted to visit, went and had a look, took pictures, you know, visually saw whether I liked it, read the alternative prospectuses before I went online as well. You know, does this college sound like somewhere that I want to be at? And then that really helped me whittle down my choices. But yeah, don't try and pack in so much that you're absolutely exhausted, not even taking anything in on the day, because you can come back to Oxford on another day. The open days are mainly for getting information specifically from departments and for getting guided tours of the college and getting the chance to speak to tutors at specific colleges. But again, when it comes to colleges, you can always come back and visit them as a prospective student any day of the year. Just make sure you're getting the most out of the actual open day by going to the events and talks and making the most of the resources that are available to you, which are only available on open days. Don't get too bogged down in like colleges and all of that kind of stuff, because again, you can literally, I never went on a college open day. And if you have any other questions or anything like that, pop them in the comment section below. Subscribe if you want to see more videos about Oxford or travelling, and hopefully you found this video useful. Please give it a like, share this video to anyone you think will find it useful, and yeah, if you can't go to an open day, it is not the be all and end all. I didn't, and I was fine. I'm here, I'm having my choice. So yeah, think that's about it. Hopefully I've not missed anything out. If there's one thing you can take away from this video, it is please plan your day and research things, read up on things before you go, so you're not wasting your time asking questions that are answered already on the website. Research, 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 plan, 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 and you will have a great day. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.